Although anomalous sightings amongst police and military personnel are relatively common, one case in particular serves to shatter the myth that trained observers don't see UFOs. The incident occurred in September 1976 over Tehran, the capital city of Iran, when multiple jet fighters were scrambled to intercept a strange luminous object seen outside the city. The ensuing events left a thorough paper trail that eventually worked its way into the hands of American intelligence officials. The comparatively transparent investigation that took place in Iran is a shining example of what can be accomplished when UFO research is not hindered by ridicule, incredulity, and government secrecy. Hossein Peruzi, an experienced air traffic controller working at Mehrabad Airport in Tehran, was the first to receive word of a strange light in the sky on the night of September 18, 1976. Around 10:30 p.m., he received a call from a woman who reported seeing a bright, oddly shaped object glowing in colors of red, yellow, and orange. The witness could only compare its shape to that of a four-blade fan, and noted that she may have seen a piece of it detach in the air. Although Peruzi dismissed the woman's claim, another caller soon reported a similar object in the same area of the sky. After receiving 2 more calls in the next half hour, Peruzi took an active interest in determining the source of the sightings. He stepped outside and focused a pair of binoculars in the distance. He soon caught sight of the UFO, which he estimated to be about 6,000 feet off the ground, and was amazed to make out a number of peculiar features. He said that the object was rectangular, or possibly cylindrical in shape, and that it sat horizontally in the sky. Each end was blue, and in the center there was a red light completing an irregular, looping orbit around the body of the object. The entire thing was also rocking back and forth in a seesaw motion. The object drifted around in the sky, occasionally switching directions, and even once seemed to instantaneously jump a few miles from its original location. As it got closer to his tower, Peruzi was able to see the object's features with the naked eye. At this point, it appeared to be in the shape of a starfish with drooping arms, flashing colors of red, orange, blue, and yellow. When several trainees that were with him that night looked through the same binoculars, they reported a semicircular or horseshoe-shaped craft, leading them to believe that the object was in fact changing shapes. In the time that they observed it, the object had moved to opposite ends of the city, covering many tens of miles of ground. Around 12:30 p.m., Peruzi decided to call the Imperial Iranian Air Force. He was put in touch with the General Yousefi, who was able to see the object for himself from his house in northern Tehran. Yousefi called Shiroki Air Force Base and ordered that a phantom jet be scrambled to intercept the object. As the pilot approached the object, traveling faster than the speed of sound, the object moved further away. By the time he'd flown about 150 miles from the city, the object appeared behind him, back over top of Tehran. What's more, every time the pilot closed in on the object, he lost all navigational aids, as well as his radio and intercom functionality. Around 1:40 a.m., as the first jet ran low on fuel, Yousefi ordered a second jet to chase the UFO. A Lieutenant Parviz Jafari responded to the call. His radar operator was able to get a lock on the object, which appeared on his scope to be the size of a Boeing 707. Once again, however, the object sped away or instantaneously jumped positions in the sky every time Jafari got too close. His radar operator reported that it kept a distance of 25 nautical miles between itself and the jet. Once again, the object appeared to have changed shape. Jafari reported seeing 4 flashing strobe lights arranged in a rectangular pattern, flashing colors of blue, green, red, and orange so quickly that they could all be seen at once. Mid-chase, Jafari noticed a smaller object apparently detach itself from the larger one and close in on his position at an alarming rate. Fearing for his life, Jafari attempted to launch a Sidewinder missile, only to realize that he had lost all weapons control. He then tried to eject, but had lost that function as well. As he pulled evasive maneuvers, the smaller object looped around and rejoined the larger one, and Jafari regained the use of all instrumentation. Technicians that worked on the jet after the incident reported that the aircraft's machinery was fine, and that it was the first time they'd ever heard of a self-correcting malfunction. Soon after, another smaller object, apparently 4 to 5 meters in diameter, detached from the opposite side of the UFO, and dropped straight down to the earth at a high rate of speed. Jafari and his operator were able to see it land gently on the ground, casting a brilliant glow that extended over an area of 2 to 3 kilometers. Taking note of its position, Jafari returned to Mehrabad. On the return flight, he witnessed yet another object detach itself from the primary UFO and pass him by. The object flew away towards the west and was spotted over 25 minutes later by an aircrew over the Mediterranean and by another over Lisbon, Portugal. By approximately 4 a.m., the original UFO ascended into the air and disappeared from view. It was the last anyone in Tehran would ever see of it. The following day, Jafari and his operator were taken out in a helicopter to search the area where they had seen the object land. They found nothing. Police were also reported to have searched for the object, but the results of this search were never made public. On June 23rd, the U.S. Military Assistance and Advisory Group interviewed the two pilots about their experiences. A teletype message that summarized the results of these interviews was prepared and sent to a number of interested U.S. military and intelligence agencies, including the CIA, the NSA, the Secretary of State, and the White House. On October 12th of the same year, American Colonel Roland Evans wrote an evaluation of this report, deeming the information it contained to be of high reliability and value, and potentially useful to American intelligence, meeting all the criteria necessary to enable a valid study of the UFO phenomenon. This in spite of the fact that the American government had recently closed its UFO investigation group, Project Blue Book, on the basis that studying UFOs could provide no benefit to either science or national security. The incident over Tehran is one of the best documented UFO cases on record. To a public so accustomed to the uncooperative attitude of the American government, it serves as a reminder that it is possible for military and government officials to be open about their encounters with unidentified flying objects without inciting mass panic. Nearly all of those involved in the case have been outspoken about their experiences. Peruzzi, the two jet pilots, and General Yousefi have all stated that they do not believe the object was of terrestrial origin. Jafari even spoke at a conference at the National Press Club in 2007, which gathered together a number of high-profile military and government officials to demand a globally coordinated investigation of the UFO phenomenon. Although there remain many impediments to such a study, if all cases were handled in the same way as the 1976 Tehran UFO incident, then it would be well within the realm of possibility.